Hey everyone, welcome back to Metanoia. My name is Carrie Jane, and today is February 14th, 2020. It is Valentine's Day, and this is my second installment of Vlogmas. It's still so strange to think of that I'll be posting these videos way in the future, but anyway. Unfortunately, this month has gone terribly. So bad that I almost decided to stop vlogging, almost decided to not do Vlogmas, or at least not do it the way that I was going to intend to, because I have had no energy and I have had no willpower to vlog, unfortunately. Yeah, it has just been terrible. It's kind of getting better, but it's not going to be better, you know. It's one of those things. And what had happened is a long series of events, but eventually it ended with my dog dying, and that was very hard for me because my dog was kind of like my therapy animal. You know, I don't have people in my life. I have a lot of people that I can call on the phone, and I have a lot of, you know, mental, emotional, spiritual support in that way, but like I don't have any companions. I don't have any best friends. My family members are very special people and I'll do anything for them, but they're not my companions, you know. They're not people that are here for me in a very deep capacity, if that makes any sense. So it's been rough. My dog died and it was extremely sudden and we weren't expecting it. And even the vet doesn't really know what happened. He was literally fine. I was filming a Patreon video. You can hear him barking at another dog in the yard in that Patreon video, and then in 24 hours he was dead. And I'm not sure how that's possible, except for maybe the fact that sometimes dogs hide pain. So much so that happens. I think dogs sometimes hide pain because they want to be there for their humans, and they have a very high capacity for pain because they're dogs and they're not people, and they understand the natural way of a body getting sick. And I don't even really know what he died of exactly. So it's been really rough having to go about my daily routine without my best friend. This weekend I'm out of the house. As you can see, I have a different setup again. Last month I was in Atlanta, and today and this weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, I am in upstate New York visiting my cousin. So I think this is going to be a very good weekend. I think that's, I don't know, I'm just very much looking forward to seeing my family that I have up here and relaxing. But at the same time, everything's just really hard. I have a hard time sleeping at night because I always had my dog there with me. He was like my shadow. He was around with me 24/7. We, you know, went outside together, went on adventures together, and then when we were done with our adventures, we slept on the couch together. And that was like every day for 10 years. And now it's just gone. And I will have to learn how to do it all by myself again. And that's going to be really hard. And this is why I considered stopping my vlog, because I didn't want it to be this way. I wanted it to be positive. I wanted it to be a good experience. So I was faced with the decision that I either stop or I could continue, but I could continue inauthentically. I could just lie and say I'm having a great time and things are going great and I'm fine. Or I could just tell the truth and say, hey, I'm having a very shitty month and I don't know how I'm going to get this month's update to you guys, but I'm gonna try the best I can to take videos of things when I'm not in the mood to. And I acknowledge that I probably sound very strange now because I'm in a small room and it's a little bit echoey, so I don't know, again, what this is going to sound like, so I apologize if it's strange, but yeah, hopefully this makes the cut. Hopefully I have this in my February vlog, and I hope that I have some improvement. I really hope the year improves, because if it gets any worse, it's not going to be good. My life has not been easy. Even before this month, it has not been easy. And this was a real way to kick me when I'm down. So let's hope maybe May is better. I don't think I'm gonna be okay in March or April, because I remember my first dog died when I was 12, and that was like the dog that was in the house when I was born, so it was like losing a family member. And I remember that it took at least 3 months for the house to feel normal again. Now it just feels like a shell. Now I hate going home. There's no one there for me. And I know that I'll have dogs again in the future, but this one was special. He was like a phenomenon. I don't know how to explain it. He just knew exactly what I needed when I needed it. He was my therapy dog. So it's gonna be hard, but it'll be okay. Hopefully I'll get a chance to take some videos of either nature or food, because today I'm hanging out with my cousin, but tomorrow we're going over to my aunt's house and she cooks like just the most delicious things in existence in bulk. So I don't know if it'll be rude or not to like take some clips of that, but I'll try to get what I can of whatever experience I have, whilst not taking away from the moment. I really hate not being able to be in the moment. Really hate having to constantly think, you know, oh, I should take a picture of this, oh, or take a video of it. You know, I want to enjoy my life as well, not just have to think about documenting it the whole time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this. I'm sorry that this is just so depressing. It's not what I wanted for my channel, and it's not what I wanted for my life, obviously, but this is life, and you can't choose. You can't control most of it. You can only control how you deal with it, so here we are. So take care for now. Maybe I'll see you soon, either in a next video or in a future clip. Hey guys, welcome back. I thought I'd interrupt my video montage to share something with you guys that I am also passionate about, other than numerology and everything that you've seen me talk about on my channel, basically, and that is gardening. Not so much ornamental gardening, because I feel like if I'm going to be putting a lot of energy into it, I like to get it back in the form of food or something like that. Although I do have ornamentals as well, and they are great. But yeah, this is definitely something I like to do that is very emotionally fulfilling, and it's healthy. And there's just so many benefits to growing your own food. It's more than what you think it is. I think people think a lot of people are doing it to save money, but it's really not that, because you're going to be spending a lot of time on this. You're going to be potentially spending a lot of money on this if you are living in a place where, like I am, and you are not able to compost and you have to buy your soil. Although I would like to live in a homestead one day and not have to do that, but it's not it's not to save money. I think a lot of people garden for, like I said, the emotional benefits of it. And then the food that you grow is just a lot healthier than it is in the grocery store. It's organic, it has a lot more nutrients in it. Mass-produced anything is just loses a lot of its nutrition. So this is physically healthy for you as well, not to mention the physical activity of working in a garden. But also, it's great because you get to grow some stuff that you might not be able to find in the grocery store. So in this case, I've got some goldenberry seeds. Cape gooseberries are also another name for them, or ground cherries. And these are like a tiny, sweet, kind of citrusy almost fruit that is native to Peru that comes in a little husk, a very cute little package, and it's not something you would normally find in the grocery store, and they're delicious. So yeah, this is what I like to do. Today is February 24th. It's a Monday. I just got home from work. I'm going to start some of my seeds now, and I just want to let you guys know that this is actually the first time I'm starting seeds. This is the first time I've had the time and the resources to do a project like this. Normally what I do is around April, or probably more like the beginning of May. I'll buy some starters from a local nursery, like, some tiny basil and tomato and cilantro, etc. plants, and then just plant that in my garden. But, a lot of what I grew obviously produced seeds, so it just makes sense to save them and try to start them from seed instead of relying on the nursery 24/7. And this is the first time I'm able to do this, which I'm really excited about, but also keep your expectations low throughout this documentation, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, I have common sense, so I have a pretty good baseline knowledge of what I should be doing in starting seeds. I have an environmental studies degree, so I'm interested in everything of the natural world, and I have a good baseline knowledge of that kind of stuff, but really you don't know anything until you do it yourself. It's trial and error. So this might be a huge disaster. We won't know until I try and see if anything actually takes. I'm especially worried because where I'm going to be keeping this stuff is not going to be an ideal location. It's going to be in my basement, and it's very cold. I will have grow lights, and I will have a heating mat and a little greenhouse for them. That's what this is. This is the top. It's going to be on top of it. So that should help, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like an ideal environment for starting anything, so I'm skeptical, but it's worth a try, and worst comes to worst, like I said, I'm just going to stop by the nursery and pick up some starters around May if this doesn't work out, but yeah. So what I'm going to do now is basically just, I don't know, I guess make sure the soil has some nutrients in it. I don't know if it'll need that much in the beginning, probably not, but I want to make sure there's at least some stuff, and I'm going to, I think, take out all these like big sticks in here so that it's more fine and the seeds don't have a hard time germinating and developing a root system in here. And then I'm just going to label these with some tape to what I'll be growing in here. I have some tomato plants as well, and then some herbs, you know, some like dill and cilantro, but I'm not going to star that until later because those grow very quickly. It's the end of February, so honestly I might be starting the tomatoes and the ground cherries too early, but I don't know, I feel like it takes a long time for something like a tomato plant to get big and productive, so I want to give it a lot of time if I can, and worst comes to worst, I'll just move those plants up here until they reach another level of maturity before I can bring them outside. Alright guys, so I just planted everything that I want to plant for now. I'm gonna let this sit on this table overnight, I think, and then tomorrow morning put it on the heating pad and get it all set up. But thank you so much for watching. I don't know if there's gonna be any more clips left, but if not, take care, and I'll see you on March. I think I'm going to make some dinner, maybe some fish or some soup dumplings, and have a glass of wine and relax. And tomorrow is another day. Hey guys, I'm just doing another vlog today. It's February 28th, the very end of February. In fact, I'm considering even putting this in the March vlog, I'm not sure. But a thought just occurred to me, and I think that it's, you know, a lot has been on my mind regarding everything. I wish whenever I had these thoughts I could take out my phone and record it, or I could just somehow capture it, and I just can't. You know, usually I'm preoccupied doing something else, like I'm at work or what have you, but you know, I listen to a lot of podcasts, I follow a lot of YouTube channels, and I have to say, something that I admire the most out of their work is that they just somehow always have a constant line of conversation going on in their head. And today I posted something on Facebook in relation to this, that like people's minds work differently, and some people have constant verbal words in their head, like they have constant conversation in the form of words in their head, and like that's the form of their thoughts. And then some people, meaning me now, we don't have that. Instead, what we have is like a series of images, like a movie that's constantly playing in our head, or a series of abstract thoughts that are kind of shaded with emotions. And so verbalizing feels very unnatural to me. And I'm listening to these podcasts, some of which it's just like one guy talking the entire time. There's no one else in the room with him. It's just him talking the entire time. And I'm like, how can you keep a constant flow of thoughts, of like verbal conversation, words going for like 2 hours straight? How are you able to do that? It's hard for me to do that for 2 minutes, let alone 2 hours, and I gotta like put a bunch of little clips together and make a video out of it. And before I even make the video, I could never in any of my videos just like sit down and talk at the camera and have it be there. Like I have to physically write it down. And that's why I've always loved words. I've always loved the written word, because it allows for you to perform a certain level of synthesis that talking verbally just doesn't really involve most of the time. And thank God for the written word, because it is helping me talk to you right now. You know, in the process of that synthesis, I am able to make a video. In the constant pursuit of trying to make something, to try to take those abstract thoughts and that are shaded with emotion, and trying to take that movie screen that's constantly playing in my head and actually figure out a way to communicate that. In the process of doing that, I've thankfully been able to say some pretty insightful things and to communicate some pretty important ideas. And I'm making this short clip real quick just to kind of like get that out there for any of you who maybe struggle to communicate, whether that be, orally or in the written word or whatever. My advice to you is to just figure out how your brain works. And you probably have something important to say, you have something important to do, and by understanding yourself more in this way that I explained, I think that's whatever we're meant to be and whatever we're meant to naturally do will be able to surface more, and hopefully we can live happier, healthier lives and manifest the things that we truly want and that will truly, feed our souls and give us purpose. So, yeah. That's a random thought that I had on the end of February 28th. I'm struggling. I cannot do this being inside anymore. I can't do this 6 months of winter thing. I'm going insane slowly. Thankfully I have these outlets to be constantly trying to make something and do something, not just get into a slump of monotony. Thankfully I have you guys. Thankfully I have this project going on. Hopefully March gets some nice weather and I get to go outside and maybe even vlog at you a little bit more outside. Really keeping my fingers crossed here. I cannot wait for the summer. I'm done. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you all soon. Take care.